Hey everyone, my name is Artindi and I've been participating in a month-long pixel art event called Pixel-MAYnia, where you have to make a piece of pixel art once a day for a month, each day on a given theme. Just like Inktober, but pixel art and in May. During this time I've had a lot of thoughts about getting better at pixel art, specifically realistic pixel art, because for whatever reason I sort of gravitated towards that, so I wanted to share some of the things I've learned, so here we go. I've come to realize that pixel art is just another kind of art medium or style, so rather than thinking of pixel art as something that is restricted to a smaller resolution, think of it instead as an abstract representation, because you don't have to worry about the details. I mean, you can represent a hand, fingers and all, with just 6 to 8 pixels sometimes. Way better than having to draw the entire hand, you know? I recommend starting your projects with a much larger canvas size than you need. That way you won't feel restricted by the borders and can draw your pixel art to the scale that it may require. This doesn't work so well if you are making specifically sized sprites for a game though, but if you're just drawing stuff, I would recommend it. Be careful, because if you use too large of a scale, your pixel art might not be considered pixel art anymore, just because you can't see the pixels, you know? This is what I did with this particular piece, and I feel like it ended up being less pixel art and more some, graphic art or something, just because it was so... you get it. Sketch out your scene with simple colors and shapes. First, I usually just pick a black and go for it. I'll add colors and layers as needed to show objects that are closer and further away. Don't forget that you can change the colors after. By laying everything out like this, you can get proportions right, or close to right, and worry about lighting and the finer pixels later. Also keep in mind that there is nothing wrong with using reference material. Artists of all mediums do this, so pixel art shouldn't be any different. Some pixel art styles use an outline. Now, I'm not going to say if you should or shouldn't, it's just up to you and what kind of pixel art you like to make. Obviously, more realistic pixel art, in my opinion, should not have an outline. No outlines make it difficult to define shapes on anything that is mostly one color though, so I found I had to rely a lot on shading to get the job done. Adding just a small line of a darker or lighter color can make quite a bit of difference. Bonus points if you can get the lighting to actually fit the direction of light in your scene, of course. Because good shading is what really makes a piece look good, in my opinion. Typically, for shading, you don't need much more than one lighter color and one darker color, but I've sometimes found a need for more. It just depends on what you're drawing and the intensity of the light source, I guess. When adding the finer details, not that there are finer details when it comes to pixel art, don't get too caught up in one thing. I found myself spending way too much time moving one pixel back and forth because I can't tell for sure which spot looks better. Try to just go with your first attempt and move on. Once you have roughly done all the detailing, go back through again, and it might surprise you how often your brain will fit the picture together in a way that makes sense, and you'll end up keeping many of your first drafts of detailing. Also, don't have your heart set on a particular look or angle that is super specific. Leave things generalized in your head so that the pixels can fall where they do and still end up looking good. For example, when I drew this guy, my original intent was for him to be looking slightly to the right, but after I quickly threw down some pixels to light his hood, it ended up feeling like he was looking to the left, which I liked better because his feet were facing the other way, and it kind of made him feel like he was struggling to decide which portal to take. So just be relaxed with your details and fix things later if they need it. Here's a cool trick that may be unique to programs that let you work in layers. If you make another layer above all the others and then fill that top layer with a highly opaque color, opaque meaning see-through, you can adjust the hues of the entire scene, making all the colors feel like they are meant to be together. Be careful though, this can change the brightness of your piece overall and possibly cause other issues. Using mostly transparent colors in a higher layer though, you can get a lot of other cool things done with lighting, such as sun rays or glass surfaces, or the fog of toxic air. Ultimately, time spent practicing will result in better pixel art. I felt this myself, especially these last few weeks during Pixel-MAYnia. And that's how it is with pretty much anything. The more time you put into it, the more you'll get out of it and the better you'll be at it. So even if you think you are not good at art, let alone pixel art, the only way you can get good is through practicing. So just give it a go, try it out. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you have any questions or comments or suggestions or whatever else you want to say, critique my art, I don't know, go ahead. But yeah, thanks for watching and have a beautiful day.